So we are doing some questions and answers on residential status of a company. Here we will discuss one more questions for individual also, my dear friends. Actually, individual question are covered in residential status chapter. If you have not studied residential status and its recent amendment, I advise you please go and study those first, because it's not that only company's status will come in examination. Even they can target individual, and individual residential status is covered in chapter number 2. Here, just for an example, just a reference, Z, an American tourist, so he's not an Indian citizen, he's a foreign citizen, comes to India for the first time. For the first time he has come to India on June 17, 2020. So during the previous year, for the first time he has come to India. He leaves India as on September 29, 2020. So few days he was there in India. Determine his residential status for AY 21-22. Then they are asking, would your answer change if a person of Indian origin and his total income from Indian sources is 16 lakh, which is more than 50 lakh. If it is more than 50 lakh, then total number of days for second condition will be replaced from 60 to 120 days. Right now it will be 60 days in second condition. First condition is of 182 days. Second condition of 60 days plus 365 days in 4 years. This is for ordinary foreign citizen. But if a person of Indian origin having Indian income more than 15 lakh, the 60 days criteria will be replaced with 120 days. This is the latest amendment. So let's see. How many days he was there in India? Only for 105 days. You can count those days: 14, 31st, 31st and 29. Because he has come to India for the first time during last 4 years, it was a nil, zero stay. He is a non-resident for the assessment year 21-22, as he does not satisfy either of the basic condition, which is stay of 182 days or more in India. He did not stay. And the second condition is the combination of 60 days plus 365 days during the 4 years preceding to previous year. And in last 4 years he did not stay in India. Okay. Even if he is a person of Indian origin whose the total income in Indian sources exceeds 15 lakh, he would still be non-resident, because he has not stayed in India for even 120 days. He has stayed in India for less than 120 days. And even if he would have stayed in India for more than 120 days, he did not stay for 365 days in 4 preceding previous year. That's the main reason. Since his stay in India is less than 120 days, he would be non-resident even if his income is more than 15 lakh rupees. That was just for your reference. The main question is this one, the theory that we are learning here, the poem effect. The poem effect is beautifully captured in this practical question. You have to learn poem effect and understand through this question. Signatel Limited is a company incorporated in the Singapore. Okay, 55% of its shares are held by Godavari Private Limited, Indian company. So Singtel company is actually incorporated in Singapore, but its holding company is there in India. Okay, which is controlling 55% share. Singtel Limited has its presence in India also. They operate in India as well. The details related to Singtel Limited for the previous year 2021 are as under. First, I am going to ask you, only because your holding company is in India, will the Singapore-based company become resident, or can you consider that effective place of management is in India? Definitely no. For holding company, the law is separate, and for the subsidiary company which is incorporated outside India, the law is separate. Holding company, which is a Godavari Private Limited, it incorporated in India. Therefore, by default, Godavari is a resident in India. Now, Singtel, a Singapore-based company, can become resident in India only if POEM is there in India. And for POEM, you have to check ABOI test, active business outside India test, and whether majority board of directors meeting were held in India or not. So this is what we have to check. Let's go ahead. The fixed asset at a prescribed value for the tax purpose is 120 and 80. Please make sure, I'm not having the enough space, but please make sure you make one more column of total. So 120 plus 80, 120 plus 80 is equal to 200. You can make it on the right hand side. I'm making it on the left hand side. So total asset in India, the total asset is 120. This is for Singtel. This is not for Godavari. Now we are checking for Singtel. One out of 200. Please understand, out of total 200 fixed asset at this level, 120 is in India and 80 is in Singapore. Not only that, this is fixed asset. We have to check, also check intangible asset. 50, 200, this is 50 plus 200, that is 250. Okay. Other asset 40 plus 120, that is 160. Other assets. You understand? So these are the totals. Now total here and total here you have to take. So 120 plus 50 plus 40. The total assets for Indian division is 210, and 80 plus 200 plus 120 is equal to 400. Okay. So in Singapore they are having asset worth 400, and in India they are having asset worth 210. This total should be 610. Okay. So 210 out of 610 assets are located in India. Obviously it is less than 50%. Okay. It's not more than 50%. This is the one condition that we have to check, asset criteria. Now income criteria. Income from trading operations 25 crore. This is only from trading operation. 25 crore and 50 crore. This is the gross income. In the above figure it includes. Now we have to check the passive income. Whenever income information start, we have to check passive income. Income from transaction where purchases are from associate enterprises and sales are to unrelated parties. We have to ignore this because this is a business transaction. Income from transaction where sales are from associate enterprises and purchase are from unrelated person. Okay, this is also business transaction. Here they are selling to they are purchasing from related and selling to unrelated. In one transaction they are purchasing from unrelated and selling to the related. All these are, both the activities are business activities, so we will not consider it as a passive income. These are the active income. But income from transaction where both purchase and sales are from associate enterprises, definitely this is the passive income. Apart from that, they are having interest and dividend from the investment. So this 20 and 15, this is also passive income. So what is the total passive income this particular company is having? 20 plus 5 is 25 crore, and 10 plus 15 is another 25 crore. So total passive income is 50 crore out of the total income of this particular organization. Here we have to check the total. So total is 50 crore. Okay. Let's see. The number of employees 70 in India, 90 in Singapore. How many total employees are there? 90 plus 70 is equal to 160. Okay. Out of total 160 employees, 70 employees are there in India. Total 160, 70 are there in India. Less than 50% employees are there in India. Payroll expenses 8 crore and 12 crore. The total is 20 crore. Out of total 20 crore, only 8 crore expenses are on payroll on India. So you can also check payroll expenses are also less than 50% in India. Determine the residential status of Singtel Limited, which is a Singapore-based company. During the previous year 2021, 8 board meetings were held and 3 were held in India, 5 in Singapore. So obviously, majority board meetings are held in Singapore. So let's look at the answer. I hope you got the answer. It is going to be the non-resident entity. POEM looks like it is outside India, but we need to learn the presentation mechanism. The residential status of a foreign company is determined on the basis of place of effective management of the company. For the determining POEM of the foreign company, it is important criteria is whether the company is engaged in an active business outside India or not. The company shall be said to be engaged in active business outside India for POEM if passive income is not more than 50% of the total income. So we are writing the conditions. Less than 50% of total assets are situated in India. Less than 50% of total number of employees are situated in India or resident of India. And the payroll expenses incurred on such employees, such means Indian employees, is the less than 50% of total payroll expenditure. Singtel shall be regarded as a company engaged in active business outside India for the previous year 2021 for the POEM purpose only if it satisfies all the 4 conditions cumulatively. So let's check one by one. Condition 1. Passive income of Singtel Limited should not be more than 50% of the total income. So how much is the total income, sir? Total income will be from India as well as from Singapore. We have to check. 25 plus 50 is equal to 20. This is from Indian operation, and 20 plus 15 from foreign operation. So total income is 110 crore. Passive income is aggregate of transactions with associate enterprises, purchase and sale transaction. Both transactions were done with associate enterprises, and income through way royalty, dividend, capital gain, interest, rental income. Passive income of Singtel is 50 crore. We have discussed that there only. 15 crore income from transaction where both the purchase and sales are from and to associate enterprise, that is 5 from India and 10 from Singapore, and 35 crore being interest and dividend from investment, that is 20 crore in India and 15 crore in Singapore. So total it is 50. 50 divided by 110, it is less than 50%. Okay, the percentage is 45.45. Since passive income of Singtel is 45.45, which is not more than 50% of total income, the first condition is satisfied. But we have to travel to 3 more conditions. Second condition, Singtel should have less than 50% of total assets situated in India, not each asset, not fixed asset, total asset. So this word also you should learn here. The condition is on total asset. Value of total asset of Singtel Limited during the previous year is 610 crore. 210 crore is in India and 400 crore in Singapore. So 210 divided by 610, okay, the percentage is 34.43%. Since the value of assets situated is in less than 50%, the second condition is also satisfied. Third condition, less than 50% of total number of employees of Singtel Limited should be situated in India and should be resident in India. So this is we have already discussed. Only 70 employees out of 160 employees are there in India. In percentage, it is only 43% of your labor force. Since employees situated in India or resident in India of Singtel Limited are less than 50%, even the third condition is satisfied. Condition number 4 is payroll expenses. That was 8 crore out of 20 crore. Payroll expenses for Indian employees are 8 crore. Total expenses are 20 crore. So percentage is only 40%. So because percentage is only 40%, you can say since the payroll expenses incurred on employees situated in India is less than 50% of total payroll expenses, therefore 4 condition is also satisfied. Since the Singtel Limited has satisfied all the 4 conditions, we can say that active business of the company is located outside India. ABOI test is fulfilled. And now when ABOI test is fulfilled, now we have to check the directors board meeting test. Poem of the company engaged in active business outside India shall be presumed to be outside India if the majority of the board meetings are held outside India. Since Singtel engaged in active business outside India during the previous year 2021 and majority of its board meeting, that is 5 out of 8 were held outside India, poem of the Singtel would be outside India. It is non-resident company. Therefore, it is a non-resident company for AY20 for previous year 2021, AY21-22. Thank you.